Hello all you cool cats and kittens and welcome back to the Automation Beam Championship. We are back and we are stronger than ever. This is season 7 already and we're ready to rock and roll. This round was focused on the Shed supercar, so I want you to imagine this. You're in England, well you could be anywhere else, but England is objectively the best place for crazy Shed supercars that do not work. In 2001 and your name is Kent or you or whatever. You want your small sports car manufacturing team of 5 people, 3 of which are called Gary, to make a supercar. But the thing is, you've only got 30 grand, and a half university degree between the 5 of you. But Gary too has once made a fiberglass swimming pool in his neighbor's garden, so he knows his way around some rollers and a bit of glue. So you grab a bunch of cool and hip performance parts from other major manufacturers, without telling them of course, and shove them between a few pipes. And there you go, your Shed supercar is done. No need for fancy engineering like the big supercar markets. ABS, traction control, monocoque chassis, what are those weird things? Now, let's hope it works and does not catch fire, or fall apart, or kill you. Let's find out, shall we? We begin with Team Ace Tuning. Their first car of the season is called the Yarrow D310 Super 6 and it's from 2004. The engine in this red tractor is a giant 5.5 litre V6 producing just a little bit more than 362 horsepower. The car is just above the average aesthetic score with a 5.5. Sadly, it is quite a lot under the average automation rating. Well done nevertheless. Alpine Auto is next with the Jester 6012. The mean green Shed machine has very brief correct headlights and a very big scoop on the roof. Opting for a big V8 and a sequential gearbox, this thing weighs in just over 1.3 tons. Good job on ending up just below the average lap, because this looks like a handful on the track. Now, this is an interesting one. Beetles now consists of James Ostrolov as a driver and engineer and Xav as a designer, which should be an amazing combination. That is already starting to show with this first place finish in the automation rating for the Spider YRS. Well done. I think the car looks very cool too, especially rammed between these park benches like a Yobbo would. ToughTech Automotive entered the Cocaine Roadster. On paper, this looks like a blast to drive, a small and peppy V8 engine and a weight that is almost sub 1 ton. Above all, they snapped off the roof, which makes it better immediately. Scoring better than average in all categories is very compliment worthy, so well done. Now we have another cool creative creation built by GVC Motors. The Arturous A290S Coupe looks like a chunky boy, but goes like a rocket. Driving it around the track in a sub 2 minute lap time is not an easy task, but Suburban did it anyway. Nice job. Although I cannot go without mentioning the fact that it kinda looks like a drugged up fish. Next in the list is Impulse Automotive with the Impulse MRZ 460. This truly is a Shed cousin of the Ariel Atom V8. The engine is in the middle, the wheels are probably always spinning and the roof has been lost somewhere along the way, just like the rest of the bodywork. Very nice job with the lap time as well. I wouldn't want to buy one in the Netherlands though, because it will be like driving a bathtub half of the time. Kaito Motors is here and they've brought the Garl Gary Shark Girl 1, which is an interesting name. The mid-engine V10 supercar is launched to 100 km/h in 4.1 seconds. That is amazing considering the absolute bargain that it is. Saving $100 and also being bloody quick is a difficult feat, but yet Multipla has succeeded. Next to us is Nexus with the Redemption. This car is truly something. The massive 6.9 litre V8 motor produces an absolutely incredible 470 horsepower, which together with the 4-speed sequential powers this white wonder to 60 miles an hour in 3.6 seconds. Stick managed to get a second place in lap time with the Redemption, which is very cool. Now we have Pardo's Engineering with their entry for this round. The T25 V4 is a clean concept car looking creation that goes like absolute stink. The rumbling V8 of almost beep-like proportions produces 583 ponies, which is a lot. A good score on lap time make this car a very valid effort. Okay, so let's try this. Excuse me for my terrible Polish, but this is the car from Team Pimpo, which stands for Przedsiębiorstwo Inżynierii Maholistrazowic Pojazdów-Osobowych, and it's called the Szczyk-Wyścigowy Próba. This is not entirely correct, but Jesus fucking Christ, give me a break. Anyway, the hamburger colored car did okay in the round. Next is Spock Motorsport with the Westpool Chestershire Queen's Lovely Jubilee Delights. What is it with this round and unpronounceable names? The car looks a bit odd without proper headlight units, but other than that, it is great. Very quick and very well scored, so well done. Except for the name, that is. Record Motors entered the round with the Mibelet GT3 homologation. Scoring very well all round, the cool looking and very well performing performance car is very fit for the round. Despite looking a little too modern for my taste, the car is exactly what we wanted. Well done. Next is Team RJAF, which stands for Raven Jadamo Automotive Factory, but from now on I will call it all kinds of random things because I have the power to do so and because I'm a dickhead. Just the Jadamo Koya Jeep JPD is the MR2's bigger and better brother, scoring a third place in the beauty pageant. The Ode to Pop-Ups scored very well in the rest of the categories as well. Very strong start to the season replay. Now we have SA Motors with the 9er Mark II C12. The happy-looking frog-eyed sports car uses a 4-liter V8 engine and a 4-speed sequential box. Despite having the right ingredients to be a very successful car around the track, sadly it did not do too well here. The rest of it is great though, so good job. Now we have the aesthetics winner for this round, the Shibuya Alpha Kit 353 V6. Very well done. The pretty performance car has a lot of things, which is good. It's light and it's quick, and it looks very good too. Very nicely done. Next is Smons Hovervan & Sons with the SHAS AGF6, powered by the most correct engine for this round, a 4-liter inline-6. We tried to rule the round, but sadly, like always, we did not. The looks I created were more despised than adored, but happily the lap was very quick and Smons built the car to end up on the 3rd spot in the automation rating. So we did something. Sodian Racing is next with the Wankaroo 1500 GT. The simply styled fender mirrored coupe scored a baffling -2.6 in the automation rating category and a 3 in the looks competition. It also isn't very quick, as you can see from the lap time. The car is powered by a 1.5 liter inline-4 which makes 118 horsepower, which is an interesting choice. This is the Solution Cars racing car of this round, the Bessie R Mark X. The car is from 2006, which is probably why it looks so new. A bit too new in my humble opinion. Don't get me wrong, it looks great, probably drives great too with the big V6 and relatively low weight. Now, the Subin Gary Winters Motor Super Carbon is small. Too small. It is also very slow and underpowered. The 122 horsepower inline-4 was not enough to keep up with the Kardashians this round, scoring not so well in the automation and styling parts of the competition either. We can only hope for a better entry next round. Ah yes, Team Van, once again they do not disappoint. Scoring well below average literally everywhere except for lap time, the van is terrible. But just look at it. Chameleon paint, 470 horsepower from a 6-liter V10 and probably a loss of wheel spin. I wish nothing more. The Yellow Peril is next with Strop at the wheel. The Arden Orion SH scored a 3rd place in lap time and a 2nd place in automation rating. Very well done. Being over 10 seconds quicker than the average, he is truly quick and the car is truly quick as well. Next we have Triple R Manufactory with their Virismo. Sadly scoring 0 points in the aesthetics rating as well as the automation rating. This is truly a miss for this pretty thing. This amazing Diablo looking machine truly is a feast for the eyes and it's quick too. Now we have Tongi Works, who did it wrong. Building a very cool muscle car for this round, Tongi Works may have turned up at the gala wearing a boiler suit. It does look great though, and it's very cool, especially the fact that it's called the Brixton Cavalier 6.2 V8 Hemi, while it is a 7.1 liter V8. Next is Windthorpe Motors with the Tracker Snapper V12 Abs Wing. A V12, abs and wings seems like the perfect night out for me. Anyway, this car looks like it's straight from a toothpaste commercial with that color scheme. It did pretty well in the automation rating, but sadly underperformed in the lap time and in the looks department. And lastly, we have the absolute powerhouse that was this round's group of people who worked together on Team Waffle's car for this round. Nev, Waffle and Exige put together to design and build and race this amazing piece of automotive engineering, being the quickest around the track. The Waffle Motors Nevis Leathan 6S is the peak performer of this round. The giant 5.1 liter V6 blasts out 470 horsepower to the rear wheels, which launches the Red Rascal 200 km an hour in just over 4 seconds. Amazing job, please enjoy the rest of the lap. Now, the round results. The winner of this round is Windthorpe Motors, scoring 72 points in total, which is a massive 9 points in front of Beetles in second place and 10 points in front of third place, which is occupied by Shibuya. In third place as well is the Yellow Peril, and in fifth place is Impulse Automotive. Record Motors entered in sixth place this round, as in seventh place is Nexus, with Steak as their team boss. To round off the top 10, we have Team Really Jacked, also fashionable, in eighth place, and in ninth place we have Smons and me. 10th is occupied by Kaito Motors. There isn't much else to say about the rest of the table, as we have just had one round, which is also why I will not talk about the Constructors' Championships standings, as that is the same as this table. Next time you will get even more information. How cool is that? The Drivers' Championship is next. His Highness is back at the top. Nev is in first place in the first round, followed closely by Stick in second place and Strop in third. Other cool people in the top 10 are James, Ostrolov in fourth, and Linus in fifth. Then we have Smons, Mission System, Replay, and Standino in places 6 to 10. Good job, guys. Next time we'll have more details. For now, let's get into the designer table. Shall we, Peter? Yes, we shall, John. Thank you. In first place is Carrar, designing for his team Shibuya. Second is occupied by Frederick Lanius for Kincaid. And third is in the hands of Replay with his cool little MR3. To round off the top 5, we have Sir Waffle in fourth, which was actually Exige. And we have Teacup in fifth place. To round off the top 10, we have... Once upon a time there was a Graf. He was cool and swanky Graf who was liked by all the other Grafs. He was spontaneous and funny, and he was a favorite of all the girl and boy Grafs in his class. But one day his popularity got to his head and he started to do petty crime to gain more friends and to get more attention. One thing leads to another, and before he knows it, he is stealing cars. Long story short, he got caught by the police and he ended up behind bars. Get it? It's a bar Graf behind bars? Okay. Well, this was it for me today. We've had our fun, but now it is time to say goodbye. Not to me though, because this is not live and you'd look like a bit of an idiot, wouldn't you? Anyway, as always, from me, Nev, the hosts and the mods, we love you. Don't forget to brush your tongue as well, and good night.